Hi, how are you doing? I'm Sarah D. Welcome to my channel. Last week I sang about distractions and diversions and how life has those, and we can either use them actually for our benefit or to our detriment, and probably sometimes both. I spoke of paperwork I was doing that I did not get done because I ended up allowing the people I love to take my time, which is actually something I prefer to do. But that doesn't make the paperwork get done. And sometimes the paperwork becomes a big wall. And if you saw around what I work in here, it's similar to where I was when I was working at my desk. Nevertheless, if you can relate, if you have walls of paper, or if you have walls of things that, well, there's something I need to be doing, I want to be doing, but I'm afraid that it's kind of scary, because what if I do that and I'm rejected, right? What if I do that and I'm rejected? And you probably will be, because that happens. I've been learning that it happens almost probably, you would expect it 99% of the time that you try something new, you're going to fail or be rejected. So it's a very brave thing to go out and do something, put yourself in that arena for rejection. But it's scary to think about it sometimes. So that's your fear in front of you. And I've just been learning that if we don't put fear behind us and not just ignore that fear, not as in put it behind us and ignore it, but have that fear be the thing that propels us forward, that if we don't go forward, oh my goodness, this is how bad it's going to be. I'm not totally content where I am. I want to go here. But going there is terrifying, fearful, because there's going to be rejection. But incrementally, I'll get closer to where I want to be going, so that's good. But if I don't put that fear in front of me, if the fear is not in front of me, it's going to be behind me. It's going to be either place. I'm not sure if I made sense. Anyway, fear does not have to be a paralyzing event. Walls do not have to be a paralyzing event. And that's the song that I'm going to sing for you today, is Up Against the Wall. And I wanted to read to you what I wrote. This was in 2018, August 2018. Do you ever feel like a mouse in a maze? Have you ever believed in something and worked for it only to run into what seems an immovable wall? When you think everything is going well and you're making progress to your goal, do you ever run into a wall that makes you wonder if your goal is worth the cost? Is it worth going into that place of the unknown, of the fear, of the rejection, and also of the mirror that shows you why that wall is remaining? And it's usually something we have to do in our own belief system, in our own power source. Like a maze, life is full of walls, both internal and external. These walls can stop us from reaching our goals if we let them. We are the only ones who determine whether we are stalled or stopped when we hit a wall. How do you go over, under, around, or through your walls with the greatest success? With the greatest satisfaction, learning, and growth? How do you stop the feel of the screeching chalkboards at the back of your neck from threatening your resolve to be productive? How do you lose the resistance to the wall and accept that no matter what the wall is, if you want to do anything, if you want change, it won't happen unless you change. I'm not enough. Up against the wall again, and I should call it home. Each day not to break, I've been silently alone. Chalkboard screech in my veins, nerves fried for a breathe. As I try to make the world a better place to be. I'm certain when I die, the same will still hold true. I'll be who I am, and you'll be you. Certain when I die, the same will still hold true. I will be where I am, no matter what I do. Up against the wall again, I should call it home each day. Not to break, I've been silently alone. Up against the wall again. Are you? Against the wall again, I should call it home. Each day not to break, I've been silently alone. Up against the wall again. So what are your walls? Sometimes my walls are making a mistake like I did in this song. I'm in a rush though, so I'm going to keep going. And perfect is not what you will get here. So if you're looking for some perfect something, this is not the place to be, because this is not a perfect place. Where I exist anyway is not. One thing I wanted to share with you, I wanted to share a few thoughts with you. This one here, I don't know if you can read it. I'll read it to you. My grandson, at age 8, so in December of 2020, he said, "Grandma, all we have to do is plan what you can and deal with the unexpected." We were talking about goals and trying to figure out how to make, his life, figure out how to make his life what he wants it to be sooner. Then I learned that I could actually try to make my life what I wanted it to be. Because that's what we do, right? We could try to pay it forward as opposed to making it worse or keeping the cycle of deception and false beliefs alive, right? So that's what we're trying to do. I believe that's what we're trying to do. You wouldn't be here if that's not what you were trying to do, because that's what I'm trying to do. One other thing I wanted to share with you is reach for the stars you are led to follow with the gifts God has given you. All have much to offer. Do what you can do. Don't covet what another has. Don't discount your great worth. Bring glory to our God in heaven. Share his gifts on earth. I don't know how long ago I wrote that, but I come back to it sometimes and it helps me. Actually, I don't really necessarily come back to it. I bump into it because it's one of those paper things. It's like, oh, look at this. That has some value, I think. So organization is one of my walls. Another, this is a scrapbook thing. Another thing I wanted to share is this thing. It's some cards that I bought, and it says, "Let's root for each other and watch each other grow." And the thing is, that sounds like a wonderful sentiment, doesn't it? Do you do that? Are you able to look at the stars that somebody else is reaching for with the gifts that God has given them and the abilities that they have spent time to develop? Are you able to look at them and look at those people who are doing these amazing things and think, wow, good for them. Maybe I could do that. Or maybe I could do the thing that is in my heart to do, even though it may not be that amazing. So that's a challenge for me. That's one of my walls, actually, is in the song I say, the song I just sang, was that no matter what I do, it's not enough to liberate me from this familiar place. And I've tried and tried again to rise above the belief that I'm not enough. The thing is, that belief that I'm not enough is the thing that makes it so it's difficult for me to root for you sometimes. And maybe it's difficult for you to root for me for those same reasons. Now, what are those reasons? We don't think we're enough. I don't think I'm enough. I see what you're doing that is so amazing. And then I look at my long litany, my long list of failures. So as I do this, as I share with you and I welcome you to my YouTube channel and to my home, what I'm trying to do is to help me. So I'm being selfish. I want to help me feel like I have value. Even though I know it opens me up to rejection, and I've done that in the past, and that rejection shut me down for like 10 or 15 years. But at least I'm safe in my house when I'm sharing it, right? So, and I do it because, again, number one, I believe it's good for me. But number two, I hope that it's good for somebody else, that it's good for you. That you can look at what I do and say, wow, you know, she's imperfect, or she does this great, or whatever, and not use it as a whip for you, but use it as a, maybe I could do what I love to do. That's my hope for you, is that you can do what you love to do, and that you can move through your walls, that you can find the door in them, maybe, right? Find the door through that wall, so that you can be in your heaven on earth. I'm Sarah D. Make it a great day.